abdominal area, oblique, which is not the oblique in this case, but every time you're talking about this area, like the fact that he's swinging a bat the very next day, that's a good sign. I think he's a player for us off the bench today. With Nim, we got to see, he's got to get treatment and see what we got, whether he's available or not. We're waiting, but that's what we got so far.
Mike.
Carlos, when you look at Pete over the last maybe 10 days, 2 weeks or so, is there anything different you're seeing with him with his approach that he's gone a while without a homer?
Yeah, I think he's just missing good pitches to hit in the strike zone. Early on when he got out of the gate, the way he was swinging the bat, fastballs in the strike zone, he wasn't missing them. I feel like he's swinging through a lot of pitches in the strike zone, and that happens. Players are going to go through stretches like this. He's still a dangerous hitter, and yeah, it's rare for him to. I don't know what you said. It was 15 games or so, but yeah, hopefully he hits one tonight, and then they'll come in bunches here.
I mean, he carried this lineup a lot in April, and to have him not doing it in May, do you think that's kind of showing in the overall output of the team?
Well, I mean, we feel like we got really good hitters there. It's hard to put it on just one guy. They're gonna go hot, they're gonna go cold, and they're gonna have to pick each other up, and they've done that. Whether it's Lindor, whether it's Soto, at times Pete, Nim. We got a lot of good hitters there. And it's hard to have 9 guys going at the same time. But I wouldn't put it necessarily on Pete. Again, we got a lot of good ones out there.
Dave. Mike.
Carlos, I think you talked about it a little in Boston when you made the lineup change initially. But you mentioned trying to get all the guys going at the same time. You haven't had kind of hot guys to attach people to at this point. How hard is it to kind of look for a combination that's been working lately?
I wouldn't say hard. You just got to stay the course, and continue to trust those guys. They're too good of a players, and sooner rather than later, they'll come out of it, and they're too good, So as far as you always try to move people around and give different looks to lineups and see maybe this move gets someone going and create some traffic for some of the others. It's baseball, man. It's 162, and we just got to keep fighting.
Jerry.
Carlos, going back to last night, did you have any other options in the 13th beyond Brasilbank? Could you have gone to Reed for a third? I know it's a lot to ask, obviously, but it's a strange game. Or did you have any of the starters? Like in a worst-case scenario, could any starter have gone in there if you needed him to?
Brasilbank was the last guy. He was going to be Brasilbank's game, and we were staying away from him. But, yeah, I mean, you lose the starter in the third inning, and then you ended up playing 13. That's what's going to happen, So, yeah, we were in uncomfortable territory yesterday, even when he was in the game.
Howie on the left.
Carlos, is Batty hitting ninth to preserve kind of left-right balance throughout the lineup, especially with the lefties and righties? They've got balanced in their pen. Or is there anything else to
get
Batty down there?
I feel like, the past few games he's been in that spot and he continues to get comfortable. I don't want to put extra pressure, even though, it's just more like let's keep him in one spot, continue to get him comfortable, and we'll go from there. I'm not opposed to moving him, whether it's 7th, 6th, but I felt like today, again, giving him another day and leaving him in the ninth hole was the right call.
Peter.
Just what made today the right day to call up Jared Young, and just what have you seen from him kind of along this journey since you guys picked him up?
Yeah, professional at bat. We saw that in spring training. His ability to control the strike zone. There's some damage there. There's a little bit of versatility on the field defensively. And with 2 guys after the game last night that we didn't know who was going to be available, just trying to get another bat there in the lineup, and Jared being a lefty helps even more, right? So, yeah, not knowing what we were dealing with Vientos or Nim, and we decided to go that route.
Was that similar with Waddell, just the ability to give length after using so much of the bullpen?
Yeah, that yesterday after we got done with the game, we knew we needed somewhere with length here. So, and Waddell was scheduled to make a start today, so he's fully built up for a lot of pitches today, and that was all to him.
Will on the left.
Hey, Carlos, just to follow up on Brazoban, you were staying away from him just because of the workload recently?
Yeah. I mean, we were off, but he went 3 ups, almost 30 pitches. Prior to that, I think there was 2 or 3 ups, 28. Before that was 25. Like, he's thrown almost 80 pitches in, a span of, 6 days or so. So we were staying away from him. But,
Just with Canning, because of the short start, does he stay on the same schedule now?
Yes. Yeah, he kept throwing throughout the rain delay with intensity in the cages and all that, but he got to a point that, we needed to shut him down. But so he's staying online.
Last one. You have a few guys who I think, compared to last year, have a decline in bat speed. What do you make of that stat in kind of relation to some of the struggles that you've had offensively? Like, what do you put into that, I guess?
I don't put much into it, to be honest with you. I know the hitting coaches are working hard with them, and they are aware of some of the things that they need to be working on. But you still got to get ready to hit. You got to put a good swing on baseball. So,
Roger.
You've talked a lot about how the excellent fielding at third base by Batty, has been enhanced maybe by the fact that he took a lot of middle infield. Do you think that having him back at his more natural position maybe has helped him in terms of his offense? Because since he's been playing a lot of third, he's hit a lot better.
not really. I mean, he's very athletic. That's one thing that he's got. He's pretty athletic. And for him to be able to play multiple positions and let alone up the middle at the big league level, I think he knows he can hit at this level now. There's not doubt of him. Maybe can I do this at this level? I think whether he's playing third, he's playing second. I think it's just the confidence now, that, hey, I can hit anybody here. Especially, you've seen some of the at-bats left on left, I think for him, I'm going to go back to that day when he took Wheeler, that homer right there. He's one of the best pitchers in the game. We're sending him down because of the roster. Now, he gets back and he's facing really good pitching, and there's some really good at-bats there.
So do you think it's the confidence that changed?
Yes, 100%. I don't think it's got anything to do with the position he's playing. I think he knows he belongs in the big leagues now.
The obstruction call at third last night, given how infrequently that's called, how often do your third basemen work on that or have that conscious in their minds?
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that we're going to have to follow up, because whether umpires are going to be looking, because I never seen this play being called like that, And honestly, as a former infielder, I did it a lot, So that's something that infielders do it, I thought it was like the player was too close to Muncy, but we're going to have to follow up on that one.
Have there been any advisories on obstruction since the one in spring training in 24?
No. So that's why we're going to have to check here.
Abby.
Marte's calling card has always been his speed, but now in this limited role, he's not getting as much playing time and not getting on base a ton. He hasn't been able to use it. Do you think him hitting second could help him, get some pitches to hit and be able to use his speed again?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of his game. When he's on base, he's a threat. He's a very smart base runner. I mean, the speed is there. Hopefully, because where he's hitting in the lineup, maybe he gets more pitches to hit. So he's getting playing time now.
Mike.
Is Torrens starting tonight just a function of Alvarez catching all the innings last night?
Yeah, as soon as the game was over at 1 o'clock or something, I knew I was playing Torrens today.
And just the way he's performed when he's been in there, do you think he's kind of earned maybe more starts?
Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying it. There's a balance here, and I'm going to try to keep both sharp as possible, giving them playing time. Alvi, Louis, so it'll continue to be fluid.
All right. Thank you very much, Carlos. Appreciate it.